guys, so it is Thursday morning and I've actually been filming bits of this for the last few days. I think I'm just gonna kind of redo it all today because I've been filming so many pieces and I just kind of wanted to do a full day of it. So today we're gonna do a little bit of a full day of eating. Sorry, I just missed a spot on my nose. It looks like I've suddenly got a nose ring going on. A full day of eating, full day of chatting about just getting your gut back on track. So if you've been feeling constipated, if you've been breaking out a ton, if you've just been having issues, a lot of times that'll stem from what's going on in your gut. So earlier this week I had massive hormonal breakouts going on. This has actually calmed down quite a bit since then, and it's calmed down even more. There's just little spots left. So I'm going to kind of talk you through all the things that I do as far as getting my gut in check today. Some of them you'll see me actually doing today. Some of them I do when I'm focusing on that, but I might not do them all in one day because a lot of them have to do with certain things that I've been eating. So the first thing you would have seen me do this morning is my oil pulling. I did a post on the blog this week about it, so I will link that as well as all of the posts from this week in the description box below. But I like to start the morning off with oil pulling. I don't know if it's whitening my teeth yet, that would be a nice bonus, but if I can get all of that extra bacteria or anything that's lingering kind of in the pockets in my mouth out, then that doesn't go into my gut. So I like to try to do oil pulling in the morning. If you have any inflammation going on, it can really just help pull any of the toxins that are kind of chilling in your mouth out. You want to make sure that you spit all the oil out. I also do the tongue scraper afterwards just so that there's nothing lingering in my mouth, and that is how I've started this morning. So normally I would start with a depending on the day, I either start with a warm lemon water or I go for a walk. I'll probably do the lemon water when I get back, but I'm going to go for a walk this morning just to get up, get the beginning of my workouts kind of in. It's not necessarily my big workout for the day, but it gets my gut up and moving and everything awake in my body, and kind of jump starts everything. So yeah, we're gonna do that and I will check back in with you when I have breakfast. Alright, so I'm getting ready to eat breakfast. I actually delayed my walk a little bit and I'll wait until a little bit later. And this morning I'm having a smoothie bowl, which is kind of standard, but I actually haven't had one for breakfast in a while. I really, when my gut is kind of off, I like to try to focus on just eating lighter meals that are really easy for my gut to process. So I focus on trying to be a little bit more plant-based, which is what this is. And I also added some of the coconut cult probiotic yogurt. I did a blog post on that as well recently. It's a thicker yogurt. It's super heavy in probiotics, and it's a really great way to kind of add those in to your meals. So like you could add fermented foods, and I'll talk about that later, but I definitely try to pop that into my smoothie and then I'll have a scoop of it tonight before I go to bed. I'm doing a parasite cleanse right now, so I try to make sure that I'm dosing back up on the probiotics to give my gut that healthy bacteria. But yeah, you definitely want to focus on keying in on plant-based stuff to really give your body the ease of processing things. If you eat meat, if you eat other stuff, you know, obviously that's your choice. That's perfectly fine. But if you can cut back on the dairy, cut back on the sugar, and really hone in on eating those vegetables that are easier for your stomach to process, that'll really help kind of jumpstart your gut. So I'm going to have this breakfast and get a little bit of work done, and I will check back in with you when I have a snack or something else happening. Okay, so I'm getting ready to have lunch. I went for my run. I know I look fabulous right now, don't I? I'm getting ready to have a bit of a late lunch. Pardon all the background and the mess of everything that's going on. Today's gonna be a vlog where I'm going to wake up. So yeah, I'm getting ready to have lunch. I mentioned earlier that when you're really focusing on your plant or your gut, giving it foods that are easy to digest, like plant-based stuff, is really super helpful. So my lunch is actually some leftovers from last night, and it's a hi bear. It's a bit of a chickpea curry. So you've got the turmeric in there, which is really good for inflammation. You've got ginger in there, and then it's just pretty much a base of veggies. It is a Madeleine Shaw recipe. I don't know if it's on her blog, but I will link the cookbook down below. I had it last night. It's topped with a little bit of roasted cashews from dinner the other night, along with some coconut yogurt. So super, super easy to digest, is really one of my favorite ways to just kind of make sure that my gut is good to go. So it's been not very long since I checked back in with you guys. Sorry, I had to run into the other room, so I got cut off. But I am having a bit of kombucha right now. So I kind of wanted to chat with you about kombucha in the sense of using it for your gut. Here's the thing with kombucha, and it's like all healthy other things that you could have and try. They have a certain amount of sugar in them to be made. When the SCOBY is added, the way that it ferments and the whole processing of it, it needs the sugar in whatever form it's made to become the kombucha. Essentially the bacteria and the SCOBY feeds off of it to become this tea drink that you would enjoy. But a lot of kombuchas have added sugar, meaning they go back in and they add an extra sugar. It's kind of the difference between having a sweet tea and an unsweet tea. You can get the kombucha just as it is, just as it was made, or you can get that sweetened tea with the added sugar. So if you're going to use kombucha, make sure that you're checking on that. When you have bad bacteria in your gut, it's going to feed off that sugar as well. So you want to be careful with the amount of sugar that you're putting into your body if you're having gut issues, because you don't want to keep feeding that bad bacteria so it hangs out. For some people, if you have a super sensitive stomach and you get really bloated easily, kombucha might be a little too carbonated for you if that's like the problem that you're having at the time. So just be aware of that. Kombucha might not work for you all of the time. I would suggest, if you're looking for some kind of like drinkable probiotic in that way, then maybe look into a coconut kefir or trying a coconut yogurt that has those added probiotics in it. Kombucha might not work for you in that way. So I did want to make that point about kombucha. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have for dinner yet. I want to at some point today show you in my kitchen some of the fermented veggies that I keep in my fridge that I throw in salads. Those are another good way. And there are good starches that you can feed your stomach if you are looking to kind of help build up the good gut bacteria. And things like that are going to be sweet potato, parsnips, carrots. Those are really good at helping give you the good starches that you need, rather than having the white potato and the refined sugars and, you know, your flours and all of that. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna eat for dinner yet. I was just in the kitchen and I think I might have another smoothie. We'll see. I'm still in a bit of a light mood. I did just have a scoop of nut butter when I grabbed this because I was a smidge hungry, but it's only 3:15. We'll see. All right guys, so dinner is happening. Oh, ow, I definitely got some lemon juice and a cut on my finger. So I have spinach with the lemon juice on it, a little bit of olive oil, some chicken, and some sweet potato. So I thought that I was going to have a smoothie, but honestly I talked about sweet potato so much that this sounded good. So yeah, I really love to have sweet potato as like a healthy starch, and I always try to have some kind of a vegetable. I just want to make sure that whatever I'm eating is in portion with where I'm at, how much I want to eat, trying to focus on not eating or overeating, I should say, eating too much, because when you do that, you put yourself in a place that your gut is just overwhelmed. So it's about 5:30 right now and I'm eating dinner. I kind of try to look at that, not necessarily because I want to eat at a certain time, but because ideally for me, having 12 hours between dinner and breakfast is what really does best for my digestive system. So if you feel like you're super overtaxing your body, or you just feel like your appetite isn't where you want it to be, part of that with getting your gut back in check is giving your body time to rest, not snacking constantly, not always having something on the go, giving yourself time between meals to really be able to work through everything you've just eaten. So ideally, I mean, I might have eaten later, it just depends, but I like to kind of gaze at the time so I can see if I'm feeling off maybe I'm eating too much or I'm not giving myself enough time to process between meals, or, you know, kind of get a gauge based on what and when I'm eating things. So yeah, that is dinner now, and I will check back with you guys at the end of the day to kind of recap and talk supplements and the other things that are really helping my gut out right now. So it is officially the end of the day. I've just crawled into bed, and I told you guys that I would tell you what supplements I've been taking today. So I do my weekly supplements all in like a batch. I have like a full week of these little guys. I fill them up day by day. Normally they're a little bit different. So I am currently testing out these bad boys from Goop. I will link them in the description box below. And they're the Why Am I So Effing Tired. It's got a multivitamin in it, some DHA, some adaptogen blends, a few other bits and bobs. But currently testing those out. I really like them. I didn't think that I would, but I've really enjoyed them this week. So I'm doing an Instagram post with them. You'll see that coming up soon. But I always test everything before I share it with you guys. I don't like to tell you about anything unless I actually have an opinion on it that I feel like is worth sharing. And I really have been enjoying these. So they are little packets. By the way, this is not paid. This has nothing to do with them. I just happen to have them on hand and I'm currently taking them. So they're little packets that look like this, and they have the prepackaged vitamins in them, and you just get a full box of them. It's like a 30-day supply. So if you can't be bothered to fix them, or if you have like a targeted thing that you're trying to fix, these are great. Part of what I'm doing with my gut personally this week is really focusing on the stress levels and just calming everything down and being in a really chill place with everything. I'm really working on making sure my thyroid's in the right place, along with everything else, so that my body can function at its optimal levels. So yeah, I'm taking that, but I'm also taking this ParaPro formula. It is a parasite cleanse. I am in the middle of this right now. I can't exactly say how I feel like it's going. I've seen, if you go on the website, I'll link it down below, you can see like the pictures of people's like parasites or whatever that have died off. I don't think I've gotten to that point yet, but I'm consistently taking it, and so far I feel like everything's doing what I need it to do. This week, or at least the last couple of days, I really felt like my appetite's been back where I want it to be. Like I wake up hungrier. I feel like my body's just processing stuff better, and I haven't necessarily been eating perfect. I definitely had a fair amount of junk food when I went to meet my nephew earlier this week. My niece was handing me cookies and candy and all kinds of things, so I definitely haven't had a perfect diet this week, and my skin is paying for that. But I am taking these along with a probiotic. I normally take a digestive enzyme multivitamin combo, and so that's the thing that's kind of different right now for me. I will link that down below. I really enjoy that one, especially if you're really just not good at being consistent with probiotics if they're in the fridge. The multivitamin's great because it doesn't have to be refrigerated, so I take it at breakfast and lunch. But because I'm taking this Goop combo over here that has my multivitamin in it, I'm having to go back. I'm having to remember to go back to my probiotic, which is in the fridge right now. So yeah, but I hope that today's day of eating and just tips have really helped you kind of figure out some things to do if you're looking to heal your gut. I know that it can be a struggle. I know that the gut affects a lot more than we think that it does. For me, I definitely feel like it's really strong in affecting my acne, and so I kind of have to tweak and toy with everything and figure out what really resonates well with my body and what might flux with it. So I love you guys. I'm so glad that you're here. I have quite a few exciting things coming up. There will be a special announcement on May 1st, so look for that. And I am hoping, planning to do Everyday May. So make sure you are subscribed if you aren't already, and if you hit that little bell button, you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Right now I'm posting new videos every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time. As far as Everyday May goes, it's probably going to be every day at 5 p.m. Central Time. There will be some kind of static videos, meaning I'm going to pre-film a couple of things. I have some travel days throughout May, and so I'm gonna try to film as much as I can in some of those travel situations, but I also know that some of those days will just be me in an airport or me in a car, and that's just really boring. So I'm gonna do updated skincare, go through my makeup with you guys, all of that lovely time, and yeah. So I love you, you matter to me. I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope that today's gut tips helped you. And if you guys have any questions or requests for videos, leave them in the comments below. I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.